Hello, everyone. I just want to welcome you and say hello. We will get started here very shortly. We have several others joining us that are coming on board, but let's take a little test. And if you can hear my voice, if you would go ahead and put something in the chat to indicate that you can hear me as well. Or how about raising your hand? And if you can see the screen, that would be great. It would help me see if everything's working all right. Thank you, Ashley. This is awesome. We've got someone joining us from London. Thank you, Sean, for letting me know that everything is good and you can hear us all right. We're going to give it another half a minute. I like to start things promptly, so just hold on. Well, as I said, this is Deb Evans coming to you live from my office here in Stagecoach, Texas. I am president of Franchise Foundry, and I'm very excited to have all of you with us today on the first of our series for franchisee support. And we are going to start today with Jack Monson. Jack Monson is very deeply involved in franchising, has been a franchise friend of mine and Paul Segretto's for many years, but we're not old, right, Jack?
Yeah, I was just about to say, speak for yourself.
That's
but,
okay. Many years.
Thanks so much for inviting me to speak with the group today. I really appreciate it, Deb.
Good, it's great. So you are going to cover social relations to build business and drive traffic, but why don't you give everybody just a quick bio about you. I could go on and on about you for days, but give them a little information about you, and then it's all yours.
Sure. Most important, I am the co-host of Social Geek Radio. Quick plug. Everyone tune in on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock Central with myself and Deb Evans as we talk about marketing, technology, and franchising. But during the day, I'm the vice president at Engage One-to-One. We're a social media software and professional services organization focusing on the franchise space. I've been with the company now for about 8 years, and I've been involved in franchising for about the same amount of time. So a lot of what I work with our clients on is using social media tactics and other digital marketing and public relations tactics to help grow their businesses. If you have any questions after today's session, please feel free to reach out to me. My Twitter handle is on the screen now. It's just @JackMonson, or my personal website and blog is jackmonson.com. Would love to follow up on any of the topics we talk about here today, or any questions you might have offline. Would love to chat with anyone at any time after this. So as Deb mentioned, we're talking today about social relations and social media to help grow your businesses, and specifically to drive traffic into your franchise locations. We will talk about a few other social media platforms and channels, but it really wouldn't make sense to not start the series without really focusing on Facebook today, mostly because there are about 1 billion users of Facebook on the planet right now, give or take 100 million here or there. So we all see numbers like this, and we all look at Facebook as being the place where we need to reach out to customers, find new customers, and bring them in. And we see big numbers like 1 billion. And I want to remind everyone that we really don't need to focus on all 1 billion people across the globe on Facebook. What we really want to focus on is about 100 or so people, or depending upon your franchise system or your franchise location size, maybe that number is 500 people, or maybe it's 1,000 people. But let's really focus in a realistic way on the number of people that we can reach and get them to come into our stores and restaurants and become a customer, and not worry so much about the other billion people who, no matter what we do, they probably won't stop into your location sometime soon. So focusing on that, that's really what we wanted to dive into today, is getting the people from Facebook who are maybe fans, or maybe they're friends of some of your fans, or maybe there are other people who we can reach in using some other techniques, getting those people to come into our local franchise locations. What we're not going to worry about is what you see on the screen now, and I see this as one of the biggest mistakes that franchisees across all types of franchise systems make, and that is getting the folks who are in your stores and restaurants and places of business now to become your fan on Facebook and like us on Facebook. You see this sign in every store and restaurant that you ever go into, right? Unfortunately, a lot of franchisees put up the sign and they want people to like them on Facebook who are in the stores, and they think this is what social media is all about, getting those people to like us on Facebook. There's nothing wrong with this, but the reality is it's not going to help you at all. It's great to have the sign up and get your current customers to like you, but let's not worry about Facebook with the people who are already in your store. Let's worry about selling them something, or making them happy, or giving them terrific customer service, or answering their questions. We'll let Facebook worry about driving more traffic to Facebook. I think they'll be just fine without us. So we really want to focus on using Facebook to drive traffic to your store, not the other way around. So as I mentioned today, we're going to focus on driving traffic from Facebook to your stores. But I will point out that there's a lot more out there than just Facebook, and it really is all part of the same idea and really the same system that we're going to use to pull people in. For instance, you probably have some amount of search happening for your location, and an excellent roadmap to get people in your store is having search results that result in something like perhaps a YouTube channel or a YouTube video that has some sort of call to action to get them into the store. Or perhaps you're using Twitter and you want to share links to a blog or your website or some other place where you're doing some content marketing, where there's a call to action then to get those people into the store. As I said, all of this should be working together. All of your roads should lead, whether it's from Twitter and Google Plus or Facebook, it all should lead into your store. And really don't think of an individual social media channel as a destination. It's really just a means to get them into your location. When all is said and done with this, we want to measure our social media activity, not only what we're putting out there and what people are engaging with, but what other people are saying about our location or our brand and how we're responding to that. We want to measure all of that and compare it with that store traffic and see how is this correlating. Is there a time that we can see when more activity and more conversations and more of these engagements that I'm about to get into are actually driving people into your stores? So before we even start in social media, make sure you're measuring store traffic, or number of new customers acquired, or day-to-day sales in each location. You've got to start with that baseline so we can see if all of the social media activity that we're about to jump into, is that actually driving traffic, and are we seeing an increase? So we are talking primarily about Facebook and doing some things to get those folks into our store. But first, we've got to give something to some new fans to build some credibility, and we've got to grow the community so people see all of this great engagement that we're about to use to drive them into the stores. So it's really a three-step process. First, we want to create, or even better, share some lifestyle content, and I'll get into some details on what that is. The purpose there is going to be to grow your community, get new fans, get new potential customers to become aware of your location and your store. Secondly, we're going to create some engaging branded content, something that's a little bit more focused on what you do and giving someone a reason to be aware of you and perhaps stop in. And then third, we're going to hit them with some great traffic driving content. So first, on the lifestyle content. Content that you're sharing in social media must be relevant for your customers and fans, not just for your brand. What I mean by that is this isn't about sharing just sales information or coupons or special offers. We have to start with some lifestyle content that will be of interest to all of your potential new customers. So if you're a franchise system of sporting goods, you'll want to share content about football and hockey and baseball and basketball. If you're a franchise system of weight loss clinics or fitness locations, you'll want to share healthy lifestyle content, exercise content, healthy eating content. It isn't just about your brand, and this lifestyle content really shouldn't even be branded with your franchise system's brand. It really should be something that is interesting and relevant to those customers. Perhaps it's tips on holiday cooking or family vacations or anything that is really targeted at your target demographic for your audience. So it really starts with who is that customer that we want to reach. Is it a 25 to 34-year-old female, or is it a 35 to 44-year-old man? Is it younger people? Is it parents? Is it people looking at retirement? All of those things sort of go into what this lifestyle content should look like. Secondly, we're going to create some engaging content that is branded. First and foremost are contests. And I want to state right off the bat, the best thing we can do in a contest is to give away a gift card. So whatever the action is, whether it's trivia or a photo contest, which we'll get into in just a minute, no matter what, I've found that the best prize to give away is a gift card. It really serves a dual purpose. One, it's an exciting prize that almost anyone will want to win. But secondly, it also drives that traffic into your store to redeem the gift card.
Hey, Jack, can I stop you for 1 second? We have a question that's coming in. Can you hear me?
Please do, yes.
Okay,
yes.
So the question is, you mentioned a gift card, and you may be covering this, but the question that came in is, does the gift card have to relate to your business? Could you give a gift card if you are an educational center, give a gift card to Starbucks or Amazon or something like that, or should it relate to your own business?
The answer is yes to both. If you have the type of business where a gift card isn't necessarily something that someone would use in your business, like an education center or something like that, giving away a Starbucks gift card or something else, even something like an iTunes gift card or something like that, is still a good idea because it's a very universal prize. When you give away a single product, it really cuts down on the number of people who want to participate in that contest. That's why you see so many Starbucks gift cards and iTunes or Apple gift cards, because virtually anybody would want to win one of those, right? It isn't a specific prize that might only appeal to a certain number of people.
Cool. Now we have one other question that I think this relates to now. Could AdWords voucher work if you are targeting small businesses?
Absolutely. Again, and whoever asked that question is really spot on with thinking about their target demographic. If your target demographic are other small business people, think about what they need on a day-to-day basis. What would help them out? What would be interesting to them or really exciting about winning? And if it is like an AdWords voucher or something like that, any small business owner would love to win that. Or it could even be, shipping services or or anything else that a small business person would like to get. But your thinking is spot on in that you're looking at not just what do we have on hand that we could give away, but what would be interesting and relevant and important to those potential customers. Great question.
Very good. Thanks.
A couple of other examples of some contests that I really liked as far as creating engaging content that is a little bit more focused on the brand. This is a TGI Fridays margarita and bartender contest. Again, they weren't promoting a specific item or it wasn't anything overly salesy, but it was really promoting the idea of their bartenders and wait staff as being experts and did I think a nice job of promoting their brand as well as promoting something at the local TGI Fridays outlet. Another great example of a contest that a franchise system has been doing for a while in all of their locations is this Mako Makeover contest. What do I love about this? It includes a photo contest. In this case, it even includes a selfie where people are taking pictures of themselves and their car. It's personal. It's something that many people are interested in doing, and I think they really tapped into something there. You'll notice, too, all of these contests and every other contest we're about to get to, we're asking for email addresses, and I think that's something important to do in any contest. You may think, well, wait a second, I thought this was social media, not email marketing. We really see it all working together, so in any situation where you're doing a contest or other sort of promotion on Facebook, try to gather email addresses of the potential customers because it's something that we can use down the road for some additional email marketing, and there's also a Facebook targeting component that we'll get to at the end of today's webinar that will use email addresses.
Great. Now I have another question while you're changing the slide.
Here's another type of... Yes, please.
Okay. So were these boosted or the ads, and if so, how did that affect the engagement level? So you run the contest. Should you always boost the ad or run some type of paid marketing?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, the reach on Facebook for any brand page, whether it's a global brand or a local franchisee, the reach is worse than it was 6 months ago, and that was worse than it was 6 months before that. So any contest you do, you've got to put a few ad dollars behind it in order to have it be seen by more than just a handful of people. Now that being said, there's a couple of things we can do to really make those ad dollars stretch much further. One is demographic targeting. The second is some custom targeting that we'll get to in just a few minutes. And that relates to that email conversation that I was talking about too. But any contest or promotion that you want to do, plan on throwing a few dollars behind it, even if it's just $20 or $25 over the course of a month. The number of people you're going to reach is going to skyrocket compared to just doing it organically. We were talking a bit about photo contests. Here is another type of photo contest where people can upload their photos directly to your page with your approval, and you've got a little bit of override here just to keep everyone safe. But these are really the biggest rage right now in photo contests. This is where a lot of brands are getting great engagement. People love sharing their photos, especially if it's at an event or maybe it's something holiday related or theme related. We need to take more advantage of everyone's desire to share their selfies and other photos onto Facebook pages. And it also helps too with getting the friends of your fans and their friends to come to your page as well, because the people who enter the contest might share that with their friends so people can come vote for their photo, and it really has that domino effect and will really help grow your community size much faster than other types of contests. Besides photo contests, you can do all other types of gifts and offers. This can be nice too, especially if you've got a great product or something that people love to share, you know, such as Tasty Delight in this example. Sharing things with your friends on Facebook can bring more people into your franchise location's Facebook page and have them like the page while they're there as well. Okay, so now we've done a few things to create some more engagement, contests, giveaways, photo contests. Now we're going to do some things that are specific to reaching those people who've recently become a fan of our page, and we're going to drive them into the stores. Probably the easiest thing to do is showcase some of your merchandise. So this works especially well if you're a retailer and you're selling clothes, or if you're a restaurant and you're selling pizza or ice cream or frozen yogurt or something like that. Showing the people a new item or a featured item or maybe something that's on sale that they can actually come into the store and check out. Here was one that was very successful for American Eagle Outfitters, where they were not only showcasing a new item, but they were also tying it into a celebrity that was using the item, and also in certain parts of the country tying it in with what was happening with the weather. In this case, this item was going to be more popular because it was exceptionally warm in that part of the country in the month of September. So this really hit on all areas of having a great item at the right time in the right location, and a lot of the fans of this page shared it with their friends as well. Other things we can do to drive traffic include having people sign up for deals and alerts. It could be to receive a special promotional offer. It could be something that's a little bit more organic, such as a newsletter. If you've got great content that you're sharing on blogs or other places, why not put that into a newsletter? It's a great thing that you can set up on Facebook, let people sign up to receive that content, once again, via email. So they're not only getting more content from you and more ideas from you, but also you're getting their email address and incorporating them into maybe other email marketing that you're planning on doing. And finally, the biggest traffic driving content that you can create, especially for retail locations and restaurant locations, are coupons. A few notes on coupons. If you do any sort of coupon, make sure it's a worthwhile offer. Doing some coupon where someone's getting 5% off of an oil change or 10% off of a $5 car wash or something like that is probably not going to drive hordes of people to your franchise location. So if you're going to do a coupon, make it something that will really get someone's attention, and even more importantly, they will share it with their friends and family on Facebook to allow them to get in on the savings too. So make it a decent offer, buy one, get one free, a large dollar amount off depending upon what the product is, but again, something that will really get attention and get your customers and fans to share it with their friends who you hope will stop into your location as well. Now, the final piece of traffic driving content that I want to talk about creating is this idea of targeting your influencers and potential customers through social advertising. That was a big question earlier about the use of social ads when we're doing any type of content, but especially coupons and contests and that sort of thing. There's something that that I use frequently called custom audience targeting on Facebook. And this is where all of those email addresses that we've been capturing will really come into play. It's actually quite simple. We can upload a list of email addresses of our potential customers, our current customers, any email database you have. And Facebook will allow us to map out a boosted post or a paid ad to just those people on that email list. So let me go back over that again, because I know that can be a little confusing. We can target a Facebook ad to specific people, but Facebook won't allow us to target them by name. So for instance, I couldn't target an ad to Deb Evans, but I could target an ad to deb@franchisefoundry.com. That's what Facebook will allow us to do. So think about that as as sort of the starting point of some very specific advertising and messages going out to some people who you already have in your database. Maybe you've got a list of your top customers and their email addresses. You might have an ad that goes out specifically for those people. Maybe you've got a brand new database of email addresses of people who've never sampled your product, or they've never stopped into your location before. You may have a very different ad that you share with those people. Maybe you've got a list of email addresses of people who redeemed a coupon at your location last summer. You might have a different ad focused just on those people. So it allows us to create some very targeted advertising and targeted messaging to those different groups of people who you might want to communicate with differently. The other thing that this targeting allows all of us to do is to really use our ad dollars more efficiently. Instead of buying an ad and having it seen by, everyone in your market or in your community, you can target specific people who are really the folks that you're trying to reach to get them to come in, and therefore spend a lot less dollars in the Facebook advertising. So again, if anyone has some further questions on the custom audience targeting, or even some of the contest ideas or some of the other traffic driving ideas, please reach out. You can get me at Jack Monson on Twitter. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm usually lurking around there, or at my own blog at jackmonson.com. Would be glad to answer any further questions or go into any details on any of the stuff that we talked about here today.
Very good. Thanks, Jack. We did have a couple questions come through. I think you were answering them as you went along, but if I missed any and I didn't answer them privately, go ahead and pop Jack a note, pop myself a note, and we'll make sure that we cover that. We did record this, and we will be sending the recording if you'd like the recording so you can go back and review things. It'd be great. And we have a couple other webinars coming up, and you can find those on franchisefoundry.com. So thanks so much. And Jack, you were great. Thank you for being our first guest and testing this webinar series. And we had a great time. And actually, I'll give a wave to everybody. Thanks so much, and have a great afternoon.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.